Hey guys, John McClellan here with ATX Hot Sauce. That's atxhotsauce.com. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. Trying to build our subscriber list. Hope you love the video. Today we got a special one for you. I got a bunch of super hots we've been brining for about a year and a half, and I'm going to show you how to make the sauce. All right, everybody, welcome back. Let's get to making this incredible hot sauce. First of all, let me tell you what it is. I call it my super red. It's kind of we have a sauce called the Big Red. It has red Fresnos in it, red jalapenos, and some beet and some other great things. This one, we souped it up just a little bit. I've got all kinds of super hots in this one. Once again, I want to be, if you've seen my old videos, you know about the book. Always write your recipes down when you're making your batches for your brines. Always write down all the ingredients, the date you make it. Listen, if you're doing multiple brines, multiple batches, you're going to need to write it down. A month, 2 months, 3 months go by, and you just don't remember what you put in there. So let's talk about this one. This is batch number 150, actually, called the Red Super Hot. It's got Reaper, Scorpion, Scotch bonnets in it, some Fresno peppers. It's going to really bring some heat. Got a beet in there for color, a little bit of onion, 5 guajillo chilies, dried ones are also in this, and we did it in a 3% brine. Check out some of our other videos on how to do these batches for the fermentation. All right, let's get to making the sauce. First of all, obviously we're going to start out with our brine. We started about a month and a half ago with the super hots, other great ingredients. We got a half a cup of brown sugar we're going to add into the sauce, a cup and a half of white vinegar also, and then I'm going to dump some of the brine from this fermentation. They're probably about 2 cups, just depends on the consistency. Obviously we're going to test our pH with our pH meter, make sure that we're shelf stable. And we're going to add a little bit of xanthan gum to the sauce too, to keep it from separating. Put in the vinegar and the brine in there. You want to keep it from separating. This is a great tool to make that happen. All right, so let's get to making the sauce. All right, first what I want to do, open it up and do the smell test. This is very important. Well, okay, yeah, that's good. This is going to be a pretty hot one, I think. The flavor's good. There's a little bit of calm yeast buildup on the top. It's not very much. It's not going to hurt you. Nothing wrong with this. You can scoop it out or leave it in. We're going to leave it in for this batch. What I am going to do is put my mask on, though. When you're blending these super hots, you kind of aerosol a lot of the capsaicin, and it can lead to coughing fits, sneezing fits, and we don't want to do that while we're bottling for sure, right? So COVID friendly, obviously. And also make sure that you're wearing your gloves. All right, so let's take this. We're going to separate the brine from the vegetables. I can hear a fermentation weight in there. Let's go ahead and get that out. A little fermentation weight from before. Look at all those super hot peppers. Wow, this is going to be super spicy, but that's okay. You know, one of the things about the fermentation process, it actually calms the heat down just a little bit and brings out all the nuances and flavors in these chilies. So you can taste the smoke, the sweet, whatever it may be in the chili that you're fermenting. I know this is going to be phenomenal. So let's get this dumped in here. Wow, look at that. Fantastic. And we got some more vegetables left over here. Nope, lost a couple of guys, that's okay. All these counters have been sanitized for their protection. All right, now what else we're gonna do? We're gonna taste this brine. We're gonna take the pH level of this brine. All right, so let's test the pH level. I can't stress you guys how important it is to have a good pH monitor. Don't go super cheap. You don't need to go super expensive. Middle of the road's just fine, 50 bucks. When you store these, always store them standing up. There is a solution you can get for these too that lets you hold it. The one thing is there's a sensor on the bottom of this, and you don't want that sensor to dry out. So always put some of the holding solution in, and always keep it stored upright, just like that. That's what it's supposed to do. All right, so let's get to testing this pH. I'm thinking it's probably going to be around 3.3. Let's see how close I am. All right. Look at that, 3.3, right on the nose. No, I didn't look before. All right, next, let's pour some of this brine out into this cup. I'm going to pour 2 cups of brine into this. We may need a little bit more for later. Pour the rest of the brine. Look at the color on that. You know, this is a great starter solution when you're making a new fermentation. Take maybe a cup of this and add it to just your regular brine that you make, your 3% or whatever percentage of brine you're making. Add this to it, it jump starts the process. Really cool. I think it makes things a lot better too. Just, I wouldn't mix the reds with the yellows or the greens, right? So the next red fermentation we do, we're going to probably save this and use it as a starter mix. All right. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of brine to here. And let's go ahead and add our sugar, as we don't get it everywhere, right? Let's get the lid on. If you've seen some of my other videos, you've seen the old blender that I used to use, which was really, really good for its purposes. It led to a lot of extra steps when you're making sauce. This new blender we have, albeit a little bit expensive, really saves on time, cuts down the process, makes it a lot quicker. This thing will actually help you pasteurize or heat the solution, heat the sauce up, right? So it becomes, they get that fermentation process stopped. One of the things you want to do is stop that fermentation. If you bottle this with the fermentation still going, you have a ticking time bomb on your hands. And you don't know what that timer says. It could be a week, it could be 10 days, it could be a month. And what you might do one day is walk into your cabinet and it's exploded everywhere. You could open it up and it's like a big volcano lava experience that kids do, right? So make sure you stop that fermentation process. We like to get ours up to about 155, 160 degrees for about 20 seconds. That should stop it right there. Perfect pasteurization. All right, let's get this thing blending. All right, now we're going to go ahead and add the rest of our vinegar and some more of our brine. Hoping I can get this all in one pitcher. You don't want to fill it up too much. I'm going to leave it like that for right now. Let's get this started. This is where we actually add in the xanthan gum too. You need to do it while it's spinning. You don't want this clumping up. We're going to do about 2/3 of a teaspoon. These are 1/3 each. There's one. And there's two. That should be good. All right, get that closed back up. And we're going to try to get the rest of this brine in here too. I'd like to have at least 2 cups of that in there. One of the things you want to worry about when you're blending it as it heats it up, it's going to expand. And I want to make sure that it doesn't overflow when we put it on the pasteurization process, right? So we got it pretty well blended up now. Let's get this thing pasteurized. All right, we're done with the blending and the pasteurization. Remember, on our new little blender here, it takes about 8 minutes, but it gets it all pasteurized. It gets up that temperature that we want to see it at, hopefully between like 155, 160. We don't leave it there too long. This is why you wear a mask. That is some spicy stuff coming off. Got my instant read thermometer here. Obviously, we've already StarSan this, and I'll talk about that in just a second. Sterilize it. Let's get a temperature reading. 158. Love it. That is fantastic. All right, we're going to take that and we're going to put it into our bottler. If you've seen some of our old videos, you used to bottle by hand. We're still doing it mechanically, but we've got this great machine here. And full disclosure, if you're watching earlier in the video, I did have to divide that batch into 2 different ones. It just wasn't going to all fit in here. In fact, the last one I had was almost full. We've already put it into the to the bottler. So let's go ahead and take this one out and do the same thing with it. All right. All right, there we go. Another good thing about this blender too, you put a little soap and water in it, hit the clean mode, self-cleaning, boom. Now, let's talk about sanitation. You want to make sure you sanitize all your equipment, which we've done thoroughly today, washed and sanitized it. StarSan. StarSan is one of my favorite things. It is a sanitizer. It's not a cleaner, but it does sanitize, kills all the germs on there. You got to let it sit for about 30 seconds to a little over a minute, and it'll take care of everything. We've already put that in our jars and on our lids. Obviously, the machine is all taken care of too. Now, you see a lot of people using these 5-ounce Woozy bottles. You know what? Be creative. Do something a little different. How about a little bit bigger bottle, right? How about a little bit smaller bottle, right? Give to more friends. If you make it a small batch, you can make more bottles with this. Sanitize them. We've put the, dump that sanitizer out there. Perfectly fine, by the way, will not hurt you, and it dries, tasteless, odorless. Star Sand, check it out in some of the comments we have below. But let's try this out here. So what I love about this bottler is we just stick this in here, give it a little pump. And I like to fill it up right almost to the top there. Boom, there's a fixed bottle. Take one of our lids that we've also had sanitized. Put that on the top right there. Now all we need to do is the foil and the labels for those. You know, one of my favorite places to get labels, if just do it yourself, is Avery.com. They actually have a design tool you can use on there, design some of your own labels, different sizes, whatever you want to do. That's how we got started. And if you want them a little bit nicer, you can actually have them print the labels that you designed from their little design thing there. So check that out. So we got 1, 2, let's make one more. Let's make this one a little bit bigger. All right, let's get the lid on this, sanitize it. All right, now you got one for a big party, you got one for a medium party, and you got one for a little baby small party. So check them out. We'll put the labels and the foil on these labels. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching today. I hope you learned a little bit. Hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button down below. We really need more of you guys, more comments. Let us know what you think of our sauce. Don't forget to go online and check it out. You can actually order some from our shop. That's atxhotsauce.com. That's atxhotsauce.com. Check it out. Thanks, guys. See you next time. All right, don't go away. I've been checking out some of your comments and things you've been saying to me. And one of the things that's been requested is, why don't you taste the sauce? Taste the sauce and tell us what it's like. Well, here it goes. The super hot sauce, right? Let's try that out. All right. I love the consistency of that. Look at that color. Oh, that's going to look so good coming out of that bottle. But should I do a little bit or a lot? Yeah, let's just try a lot. I want to get the full flavor here. Now, one of the things I love about peppers, especially after you ferment them, is they get the nuances. Some peppers hit you in the front of the tongue. Some hit you on the back of the tongue. Some hit you on the side of the tongue. Sometimes they hit your whole tongue. So hopefully this will be good, and we'll try it out. Here's the super hot. Okay, so immediately hits the back of my throat. Not too bad. Can feel it coming up my yep, coming through my my nasal cavities now. That's good. Okay, now it's moved kind of to the sides of my tongue and into my cheeks. I might be breaking out a little bit of sweat here, but I tell you what, you can really taste those peppers in there right now. That's actually really good. Let me try some more. Keep it on the front. Maybe I shouldn't have done the second one. Okay, that is superb, by the way. If you want to get this is a limited time only sauce. Check out the website, atxhotsauce.com. Wow, I might need a bigger spoon next time, or maybe not. See you next time.